Yeah, g'day. Thanks for deciding to watch this episode of Diesel Brumby. Uh, so in this episode, we're cutting the chassis rails out of the Forester and trying to transplant them to the Brumby. So getting the motor mocked into position, and thus having to locate the pedals, the brake pedal, clutch pedal, and the steering column through the Firewall. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy it. I've just made the first incisions in the Firewall. So this is for the like this for the brake booster on the left there, like that. Makes a lot more sense. So that'll pretty much that'll locate the pedals. So put the other side of the pedals in first, and that'll dictate where this is going to go. This is what's going in. So NPC has hooked us up with a replacement for that dual mass flywheel. This beautiful one-piece flywheel, and brand new sacks, pressure plate, and Z clutch, all arranged by the good old boys down there at NPC. Really help us out, making sure that the gearbox is going to fit to the diesel just fine. Because I don't have any experience working with the diesels, so making sure that it's all going to fit up to the 5-speed, and they assured me it will. So it's very exciting. Put the gearbox on there and start putting it in the Brumby. So this is the dual mass flywheel that came out of it, and the clutch, pretty good order. Just like that. 20 minutes later, 3 hours later, and one piece diesel flywheel for a diesel. To find out where it's going to live, we're going to mount the 5-speed box to the diesel. We're going to attach the cross member to the engine, so take off the arms and rack, attach the cross member to the engine, carve out the chassis rails, so take them out and then bolt them to the cross member so that the chassis rails sit on the cross member where they want to, and the motor's sitting where it wants to, and everything's all nice. Then the cross member will go up, and these will have to be cut out and be replaced with the Forester ones, is the idea. But that looks very nice. So they were really good because they took all of the maybes, all of the questioning out of whether or not the 5-speed dual range box would bolt directly up like the clutch would work with the 6-speed. So I was pretty confident it would all bolt up and work, but it took all the guesswork out of it. Also got to do the EJ strut conversion. So I don't know if I've explained what's happening with the struts yet. So we're going to run obviously the Forester EJ style struts, and even though the wheelbase is getting pushed out, we're leaving the strut tops closer together, because the common issue with Subarus when you jack them up a bunch is that you run into you run out of camber in the front really quick. You run out of adjustment in your magic camber bolts, so that you're always running. You can't run enough camber. Looking at the windscreen of the car, your tyres are doing that. So if that's your windscreen, and there's your little guy, there's you, and your tyres are doing this, and you don't have enough adjustment in that magic camber bolt there to kick that tyre back around. So by pushing the strut in and using it over here, we should be able to keep that tyre a bit more vertical. Don't mind the absolutely horrid drawing. We should be able to keep that tyre a bit more vertical when we go lift, because this thing will probably at least be getting a 2-inch lift. Motor is in the bay there. Got the car jacked up pretty high, so I'm going to start lifting the motor up, bringing the car down, whatever. Start clearancing the chassis rails a bit so that it's a comfortable fit in there. Original plan was to carve a little section out of that for the motor to clearance, and then carve a section out of the outside, because I didn't think it was going to be that much. So new plan is to just cut the chassis rail out completely. Marked out a bit more of the chassis rail to trim off, so that's just to clear the cam cover and that hose there, just in front of the chassis rail, just because it's so wide. So not going to cut it completely off. Taken off there, but I've left that just as reference because it's not going to be that wide. So it looks pretty good. Bit of rust in the chassis rail, unfortunate, but that's like the worst rust in the car, so So I'll take that. That bit of channel there is the transmission mount, and it has to be in line with those bolts just there. So it has to come forward inch or two, inch and a half. So, and I'm almost up against there. I don't have enough room anyway, so I'm gonna have to carve out more of that to be able to bring the engine forward more. It's come a lot further forward than I thought it was going to. So the middle of that channel is where that bolt needs to go. So it's still got to come forward a bit, and the front's got to come up a lot more because that chassis rail is supposed to be pretty horizontal there. Cut there, just go in line with the opening here. And just cut it all the way through. That's off, so it should just fall out. Which is fine because it's either going to be a piece of steel, box action, whatever, or have this one put in there. But yeah, these new cars, so flimsy in comparison. You can still stand on that and it's fine. So yeah, either take these, because I'm using the genuine radiator and condenser, evaporator, aircon shit, I forget. So mainly for the exhaust, because it's probably going to sit, you know, here somewhere. And try to get some more angle in it now. Steering column is more or less in the place it's going to sit. It's going to come up. Yeah, that's obviously going, so that's going to be up here, but more or less that's where it's sitting for left and right. And I know I cut that piece out. I cut this piece, where the steering column goes, out of this bigger piece of the Forester Firewall. But it ended up going in the exact same spot. So, bit of wasted time there, but live and learn. The column's pretty much where it's going to live, so the angles are all pretty good. And so that's good to tack on there a bit more, and then obviously some bracing around here to get it all looking better, but also strengthen it up quite a bit. These plates also going on very soon, but I did angle this up a little bit more than it is on the Forester, because it's pretty vertical on the Forester. Mostly for the brake pedal clearance. I was mocking it up there, and it just looks at vertical like it was going to be too low. I thought for the back, and it seemed to fit better. It's pretty good for the most part, so I'll take that column out of there and just start fixing all that up. Mock up the clutch as well. Thank you for watching. If there's anything you want to see, or if I'm showing too many of the specifics and I need to broad stroke it a bit more to make it entertaining, please send me a message, or let me know somehow. That would be much appreciated. But well, I thank you for watching. More episodes coming. Thank you for watching. So the car's come along pretty well. Looking good for the schedule. And hopefully I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.